Hi guys, and welcome to another YouTube video. And before we even get into it today, I just wanted to talk about a few things and say thank you from my part and from my editor's part as well, in that we recently achieved 900 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much. If you have been enjoying the videos and you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. My goal for this year was 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we're almost already there, not even halfway through the year. YouTube has always been a side project for me, something I've enjoyed when it's come to recycling my content. I'm now uploading weekly again. I'm trying to put more quality and more time and effort into my YouTube videos, and it's definitely a platform that I want to continue to grow on and one that I want to keep pushing content out for. So thank you to anybody who's been watching the videos, leaving any comments, sharing it across to anyone. It's honestly, it means a lot, and thank you for helping, trying to help me gain exposure to this channel. It really, really means the world. Let's roll into today's video, and before we talk about what we're going to be talking about, can we just appreciate I'm having to wear the hat? Look at the beard. Dude, this quarantine is driving me crazy. We're over 3 weeks into quarantine now, the hat's officially on, I'm letting my beard grow out, and I'm slightly losing my mind. But thank God to content creation to keep me sane for all these tough times. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Damascus, alright? Damascus is the final camo in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's the hardest one to unlock. To achieve it, it's very similar to Dark Matter from Black Ops 4, where you have to achieve gold for every gun. You have to go for every camo achievement for every single gun in the game to then get platinum, and then you have to achieve platinum across all classes to then unlock Damascus. So we're going to talk about a few points today, and we've had a lot of FAQs about Damascus now that I've achieved it, so I just want to kind of address it into a video and split it up in different sections. So section number 1, is it worth it? Section number 2, Damascus versus Dark Matter, which one is harder to achieve? Section number 3, what does it actually look like? And does it look good in game? Section number 4, what actually is it? What sort of camo is it? Why does it look like that? What is kind of like the story behind it? Section number 5, how do we make it more achievable? What are the tips for kind of getting there, and anything that I kind of experienced during the journey of unlocking the camo that could help you guys as well. So let's roll into tip number 1. What actually is Damascus? So Damascus, if you Google it, it's like a special style of steel, which I think it's like after it's been set on fire and mixed with a bunch of different like elements and traces and carbons and things, turns into this beautiful blue color. So that's where they got the idea of Damascus behind the gun, and honestly, it's a beautiful looking color, and I was so happy when I unlocked it because it's the dark blue, purple are kind of my favorite colors, ones that I like to mess around with. So as soon as I seen that, I thought I have to unlock this, I have to get this. This is going to be part of what I want to do, what I want to achieve. Next, we're going to roll into Damascus versus Dark Matter. So if anybody remembers from BO4, Black Ops 4, Dark Matter was the ultimate camo in that game. You had to pretty much unlock it the same way. You have to do each individual challenge for each individual gun. To get that gun to gold, you then get platinum, you then get Dark Matter. Now, if you look on YouTube and you look at some videos on how to do it, some people achieve Dark Matter within a few days, a week, a week and a half at the very max. It seemed a lot more achievable, a lot less mind-numbing, let's say, and the camos for each guns seem to be slightly or quite a lot easier to get than what they are on Modern Warfare. They definitely stepped it up and made it more difficult on this game to get it. So if you guys are bearing the grind for it, if you guys are thinking about doing it and comparing it to previous camos, this one is definitely one of the most tough ones that they've uploaded into a game of Call of Duty, especially versus Dark Matter. This one's a lot more tough to achieve. Let's look at what it's going to look like, or what does it actually look like. Let's roll it to the gameplay screen. So I have a picture of my M4 here, which is in the Damascus, and as you can see, each one of the individual camos, including killing enemies, headshots, crouch kills, hip fire kills, long shot kills, you get the drift, all right, for the same ones here, have all been unlocked. When you get to completionist, you get the gold for the particular gun, unlock them for the whole category of assault rifles, you get platinum, and then once platinum is unlocked across all classes and guns, you get the beautiful Damascus. Now, this is obviously unlocked across all classes. You can see from here, I've got it on snipers, I've got it on my SMGs, even got it on my knife here, and other various bits and pieces, rocket launchers. Eventually pistols, I haven't done on all my pistols yet. This is the new Renetti, so DLC guns do not count as part of the Damascus grind, just in case you guys didn't know. But just to give you guys a visual of what it looks like, it's this beautiful blue, purple, kind of shiny camo that looks really good with stickers. And when you're in game and actually using the guns themselves, they look absolutely insane. And if you want my honest opinion, it's definitely worth getting. So let's roll it back to the recording screen and tell you a little bit more about it. So each individual camo or individual gun has different requirements. So if you're looking at SMGs, if you're looking at assault rifles, if you're looking at LMGs, pistols, shotguns, launchers, the riot shield, the knife, and don't forget marksman rifles. So marksman and sniper rifles both come together as well. So you've got to get gold for every single one of these guns / like riot shields and other pieces of variant equipment and whatnot. So it's a very long process, and each individual class has their own set requirements. Now, easiest ones that I found were definitely SMGs, LMGs, and pistols. They have, I'd say, the most realistic challenges to complete. I'll tell you a little bit more about the tips and what I did, but you only needed to get like around 45 to 50 long shots and matted kills. There wasn't like a lot of the guns to complete, in comparison to stuff like the assault rifles, where you've got, if I'm scrolling through now, you've got like 8 to complete. And for each one of them, you have to achieve 100 long shots and 100 mounted per gun. All right, so they're not necessarily bad guns, but just the amount of time and effort it takes to get gold on each gun is a lot longer than what it is for other respective classes. So what I would do is, have a look at what you need to achieve for each one. Think about how long it's going to take you. Usually, if it takes you like a certain amount of time to get one gun finished, then it'll pretty much be the same for the next one as well. So try and just, put into your mind how long it's going to be. They usually say the process is around 2 to 3 weeks if you really stick to it, push yourself at it, and utilize the different game modes and different things that they, Call of Duty give you on weekends and special drops and stuff that they do as well. That brings me on to my next point, is how do we make it more achievable? How do we make Damascus more of an achievable thing? How do we unlock it? Is there a set way of doing it, and is there a way of doing it quicker? And there definitely is. So let's roll back to the recording gameplay screen. So for each individual gun, what I like to do is just kind of roll down each class. If I start assault rifles, I'll start from the top and work my way down for each of them. Firstly, if you've got blueprints, use them, okay? These blueprints, so even if you've just unlocked a gun, for example, the Kilo, and you don't have any attachments for them, use blueprints that you unlock through either the battle pass or through the game themselves, because they'll give you attachments and things that will make the gun better to use when first starting off, which will make it easier to level and easier to kill people as well. And that goes for each respective class. And remember, if you haven't already heard, that you do not need to do DLC guns as part of the Damascus grind. That includes the Ram 7, the Grau 556, the Striker 45, the VLK Rogue, the Holger 26, SKS, all snipers are included, and that's it. So every gun that was mentioned right there is not part of the Damascus grind. You do not need to do them because they were released as a separate DLC, and it wouldn't be fair for newer players to have to do them in comparison to people that, did it when it first came out. So if you look at each individual gun and tips and tricks for each of them, a few tricks that I would personally say is play on hardcore mode. First and foremost, I'm definitely a core player when it comes to it, when it comes to playing and gaming. However, if you want an honest piece, of advice, go on to hardcore and do it from here. It's much easier to kill people. If you're doing long shot, if you're doing mounted kills, it's a lot easier to achieve from playing hardcore. I usually recommend either domination or headquarters. If you need a lot of kills, maybe go for a kill confirmed, or just go down any of these kind of like 3 categories. Anything like search and destroy or cyber attack, maybe a little bit slow and might slow you down on the process as well. Next, you should be utilizing double XP tokens. So if you've got guns that you're really struggling with, think about snipers, think about rocket launchers, guns that are going to take a little bit longer to do. Anytime you get a double XP token, utilize it, especially for weapons, as this will help you, increase the level of them more. It'll help you get to the final level of that gun so you can work on all your achievements at the same time and allow you to just get the gun done in a quicker fashion. Because if you're doing each individual, camo task for the gun, so let's say, for example, we go to a rocket launcher and then we go to the peeler. If we were to do each individual one of these, but not have the rest of these unlocked, because these only unlock as you continue to level the gun, by the time you've got to the max level, you're still going to have to get all these done again. All right. So what you want to do is you want to think about, how do I max the gun or whatever it is that I'm using quick as possible, so that when I'm doing my achievements, it kind of translates across to the process. Another thing that you guys really need to think about is, how do I utilize the double XP that Call of Duty throw on almost every weekend now, and the new game modes that they drop in, Okay, this drop zone game mode, they brought in last Tuesday, and this one is absolutely instrumental to people that want to do launchers and don't want to have to play ground war. So I'm one of these people. I don't like to play ground war. I don't like the way that the game mode is run. I like smaller maps. I like the way that they play out. Drop zone is pretty much hard point with care packages, meaning there's a lot more vehicles to shoot out of the air. So straight away, as soon as I did that, I thought in my mind, I want to be achieving this. I need to get my launchers done. It was double XP. It was drop zone was available. I was able to use all my launchers, get everything done, and achieve all 4 launchers, get double XP done, level them all up, all within 4 days in a process that would have took me normally weeks to complete. So definitely utilize, limited time game modes that they throw in, especially stuff like shoot the ship, which is shipment and shoot house. If you want to do things like pistols, if you want to do stuff like shotguns, the knife, riot shield, they were all done via shoot the ship or flotation oxidation, which is shipment and rust. And once again, I recommend to do them on hardcore, as it's much easier to kill people and take people out. Even the hardcore I find can get very frustrating at times. It's definitely worth doing to at least get things leveled up quicker and to get certain challenges done that may be annoying otherwise in core. Finally, is it worth it? Is it worth to do? You need to ask yourself the question, do you want to do it? Because it's a long process. It's a very long process. But then you look at the outcome of it and you look at the camo behind the gun. And if you're a little bit like me and a little bit of a completionist freak, then yes, I would definitely say it is worth it. I'm going to take it back to my recording screen right now before we look to finish this video up. I would personally say it's definitely worth it if you're a completionist when it comes to Call of Duty games, if you like to do challenges, if you like to, just necessarily get things done, if you want to stick out from everybody else when it comes to the camo. And I honestly think this is one of the nicest final camos that they've ever added into a Call of Duty. Okay, so just to re-wrap and summarize the things that we mentioned today when it comes to tips for doing it, utilize limited time game modes, utilize the double XP that they throw in there as well, and also utilize tokens that you get from the battle pass. Play hardcore, think smart about the game modes that are in at that time, and if it helps, try and play with a few friends so you don't end up in bot lobbies with people who absolutely just either ruin the game or make it harder for you guys to achieve anything that you want to achieve in that particular game itself. Damascus was definitely the hardest thing that I've probably ever grinded for in a Call of Duty, and now that I have it, I can definitely say it was worth the process. If you are to properly stick to it and get a little bit lucky with the rotations that they drop in, including some double XP, you can achieve it in around a good 2 to 3 weeks if you put your head to it. Good luck to anybody who is grinding for Damascus. Thank you for watching the video, and I really hope it helped. Take care.